It's Friday night, and what the fuck are you doing? I'll tell you what you're doing. You're sitting home dreaming about sweaty, built men in underwear. And who better to do it with than the Iconoclastic Wrestling Podcast? And here's your host, Iconoclast and Dick Taco.
Jey USO. Jey fucking USO.
Oh, God, he didn't even... I can't even do my fucking intro this week.
No, not this week. Where's the payoff? Where's the payoff? Whatever. Welcome everybody here if you want. Go ahead.
Yeet! 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 Welcome, everyone, to the newest episode of the Iconoclastic Wrestling Podcast. I am the Icon Smasher themselves, Iconoclast.
And I am annoyed as fuck. You can just call me this week. Dick Taco.
Can you pull your pants up? I'm staring at your ass crack.
Yeah, I'm staring at the ass crack of booking. First time I ever questioned this man since he took over.
It's because he's over. Like, that's the one thing I see is that he's over with the audience. That's it.
He's over at the merchandise fucking table. All right, well, let's go do you want to do the Rumble review now, or do you want to...
Okay, well, because we didn't do the show last week, so...
All right, you want to clear up some business here?
I mean...
Want to backdated the news?
Yeah, well, because the format's fucking huge. So,
all right, well, let's go down it.
Okay, let's start. Let's do the Fed last because there's a lot of shit there.
Yeah.
Start with AEW. AEW may be done with Britt Baker. That's probably not true from what I've seen.
Why is it not true?
She has at least a year left. She has over a year left on her contract, according to Sean Ross Sapp.
It doesn't mean she's going to be on
TV
at all. He'll keep her off and pay her.
Well, I guess the thing is that, like...
That's the problem with... not only has he raided all the independents in Japan, he holds people hostage, which I think should be illegal. It's akin, like, in the NFL. They used to... If you were a problem, they did it to Keyshawn Johnson, and the last person they ever did it to was Terrell Owens. When they became a problem, they wanted more money or shit like that, they deactivated them for the rest of the year. But they weren't allowed to play for anybody else. After Owens, you can't do that anymore. You have to
even if they're still paying you?
You have to cut them. If you're going to do that, you have to at least cut them. You can't, like, not let them work. But that's the way you dealt with these problem wide receivers that were always a pain in the ass.
I was always a wide receiver.
Back in the late 90s and early to mid 2000s, oh my God, they were like divas, dude. They were just like... But Owens was the, like, awesome. So, but that's a whole nother podcast.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is shitty, but
yeah, he shouldn't be doing that to people.
Like with some of these guys, like,
I mean, I'm sure they don't care.
Like with some of these, it is shitty. He shouldn't be doing it. But you can thank Hogan for not having a wrestlers union. So
that's not going to work for him, brother.
But like the thing is that
this guy at my work has the Fu Manchu now. He's younger than me. I was like, "What's up, brother?"
like with some of these people, I'd be worried about them going into business for themselves if I booked them, like Ricky Starks, or
why? Because Dave Meltzer told you he's a problem.
He is a problem. All this shit he posts on social media, for one, I told you, I am so fucking tired of people hyping up wrestlers that were that didn't have anything at all. Like Ricky Starks, they gave him a main event push at one point when MJF was world champion. They had him win the Dynamite Diamond Battle Royal, and they gave him a world title shot.
Okay.
And he just didn't have it. Like,
sure.
He tries to be like The Rock.
He's just a widow guy now.
He can't, he's not good in the ring.
I beg to differ with that.
And again, also, he's just very difficult to work with. They made him a tag team champion with Big Bill, And then after that, they wanted to have him break up and do a singles feud. Ricky Starks said, it's not going to work for me, brother.
Well, anyway, Ricky you'll see him do something somewhere else pretty soon.
No, well, he's doing independent bookings.
Yeah.
And then Britt Baker has had problems forever with other women in the locker room.
Sure she has. She's good, though. I wouldn't mind seeing her go to
Yeah, but the thing is that I don't, and a lot of people were saying this when I saw this story, is that she's not as necessary as she was like a year or two ago.
Nah.
Now that they have...
Nope, I agree.
Because like their women's division is red hot.
I wouldn't say it's red hot.
They have a lot of good...
better. I mean, because WWE just has a lot, other than Charlotte, who made her return last night, to a very small pop, no matter what they said on the broadcast.
Well, we'll talk about that later, because I do not think that she does not look healthy.
But did I not call that she was going to come back and win it, though? I said that for weeks now.
Yeah, but a big complaint that I've seen about WWE's main roster of the women is that it's basically like Rhea Ripley and everybody else.
And a bunch of lesbians, yeah.
That's not true.
Shayna Baszler.
No, that was the Pure Fusion Collective. Shayna Baszler, Sonya Deville, they're lesbians, and then Zoe Stark. I'm not sure if she just hangs out with them.
She's thinking about it.
Well, Sonya Deville is the first ever. Or I think that I saw that she was like the first ever out lesbian who was a wrestler in the WWE.
I don't remember.
Canyon was gay, but he was quasi.
Well, he wasn't a lesbian; he was a guy.
I know. Fred Rosser was the first ever out gay man as a wrestler.
Yeah, and it really didn't do anything with his career because he wasn't that good of a wrestler anyway.
Hurrah, hurrah, hurrah!
That's Titus. The only thing Fred Rosser had going for him was that he looked like a black version of John Cena in the face and everything. We actually thought he was John Cena. Oh.
All right.
Talks to move Double or Nothing out of Vegas for 2025 to avoid WrestleMania competition.
Yeah. But I get like they always hold Double or Nothing in the same city anyway. Like it's always in Vegas. It's good to move it around.
Go move it to go move it somewhere else, like where there's casinos. You got to move it where there's casinos because
I think hold it on like an indigenous American reservation.
Why not? That hasn't been done.
Go to like Montana or Arizona or Oklahoma and hold it.
Dynasty announced for Liacouras Center,
which we will be attending.
We will be there, and we may be live streaming.
Yes, we have 4 tickets as of right now.
Yes, we do.
For me, Taco, Mother Wayne, and
the baby Wolverine.
That's who we're bringing?
Yeah, of course he's coming. He comes to them all.
Oh, good point.
Yeah. I have to hold the crab fries for you assholes.
Oh, I didn't know if I was allowed to hire a Russian escort to accompany us. It's like, have you ever seen that episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm where
he wants to get in the
carpool lane, so he hires a prostitute to sit in his car with him?
Yeah, and then he winds up getting Funkhauser arrested for weed, right?
Yeah.
It's Larry's grass. Just as long as you say it's not my grass, it's Larry's grass.
Rest in peace, Funkhauser.
I forgot it was in there. Did you ever see the one with the pickle jar?
No.
Where his nephew's going to Stanford, like a #1 baseball prospect. They fight over getting the lid off the pickle jar, and he breaks his arm. And then he's all upset because he can't masturbate, so he can't release any tension. So they get him a hooker. He winds up following the hooker all the way over to Spain for the running of the bull, and he gets fucking killed.
I love that shit.
And Larry's like, everybody's got to be a pickle jar hero. Everybody.
All right, let's
Malachi Black officially done with AEW, but could not be in the Royal Rumble, which we already knew.
He's got no compete clause. A lot of people think he'll show up on the Raw after WrestleMania, but I just don't know what they'll do with him over there.
I mean, if he gets a faction together or does something with the Wyatt Six, you could even make the
Whataburger Six.
You could make them viable.
Well, because Malachi Black can actually wrestle and talk.
Yeah, but he's Dutch. Nobody's afraid of the Dutch.
Dykehouse?
They share a border with the Dutch.
Dykehouse? If you're listening to this?
Carl Dykehouse. I love that.
Is that his real name?
No, Carl Dykehouse used to play for the Flyers. I put up a picture of a Philadelphia Flyer last week. We were talking about it.
Oh.
Because it's spelled differently. The best is when I met a priest one time, and I saw his name when I worked at the eye doctor. Saw his name. I was like, says, is your name Dykehouse? I said, that's what it looks like to me. He goes, yes, it is. I was like, I had a friend, one of my best friends, like godfather of my oldest son is named Dykehouse. And he goes, they actually pronounced it in the old country, Dykehouse. And I was like, that's funny because that's what we called them in high school, among other things. Like crack house, whorehouse, outhouse. Craig House.
Yeah, was that one guy that would prank call you?
What?
Right. Wasn't there like one guy you knew who would like prank call you guys and just say Dyke House, Crack House?
I forget who it was though.
Probably listening to the show right now.
No, I doubt it.
Yeah, for our 10 weekly listeners. Okay, so CM Punk says, "Oh wait, no,
we're at AEW."
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, we're not doing that.
Crazy Steve is where we're at.
Oh yeah, Crazy Steve wrestled a dark match. I think he's now. I don't think he's Crazy Steve anymore. I think it's Crazy Steve.
He is. That's what I have here.
I guess to
Crazy
remember,
Steve becomes Crazy Steve.
Oh, God, come on!
More dark match.
You're gonna be turning this into a fucking hot box.
Yeah, he's Crazy Steve becomes Crazy Steve.
I told you about the thing when he
lost his Serpentico. Yeah, he stabbed Tommy Dreamer
with the fork.
Like ragu came out of him.
Where Dreamer talked about him being blind and his father was blind, talking about how TNA wouldn't pay for the hotel rooms for their wrestlers. Dreamer let Steve crash in his room.
How about this shit about AEW tried to buy TNA before WWE locked in their partnership?
When was that?
I don't know. I just read it this week. Many believe WWE will eventually buy TNA.
Well, no. Well, I think what will happen is it'll be like a similar thing with WCW. Well, they'll buy it, take like the handful of people they want, and then release everyone else. Speaking
of that, too, I have to tell you, Joe Hendry is no Fandango. If you saw the pop he got last night.
Is that good or bad? That's good?
That's good. He is loved. Him and I think the other big pop I heard that last night was Alexa Bliss. Which was fucking great.
I don't know. I haven't seen her. Like I've only been watching wrestling, man, or at least paying attention to WWE in the time since she's been gone. So I've never seen her.
She had cancer, and she may have had a kid.
Yeah. She had a kid.
Yeah.
I know there was a thing where they've been saying that she was going to be involved with the Wyatt Six.
Oh, God. I'm so happy she passed.
The Whataburger Six.
I saw an article that says why the Von Erichs think Tony Khan deserves more credit. I was like, because he pays them. Duh. I'm going to say he's a fucking asshole. He signs your check.
Tony Storm back is timeless. That's an amazing promo.
It is, but it was too early. And it was like, she has to go back to it because her other personality was ass.
What made you think that I've forgotten? What made you think our dance was done? It was amazing. The crowd went wild.
I saw. Didn't she threaten to slice her tits off or something?
Yeah, and sliced her tits off and shove her back up in her womb.
It's a bit much. It's a bit much.
They're probably going to main event Grand Slam Australia this week.
I can understand that. Rhea Ripley main evented
the Elimination Chamber in Australia.
No, she didn't main event it. She opened. Never mind.
She had that match with the Human Love Seat, who had a very big showing in the Rumble last night. Too much.
She threw 9 people. She wore the strongest spandex I've ever seen. Must be from the planet Krypton.
When they had all the other women started beating up on her in the corner, and then she just moved her arms out, and they all fell over.
Oh my God, it was something else, dude. We'll talk more about that when we get to the Rumble review. AEW pay-per-view is coming to Amazon Prime in 2025.
Yeah, I just saw that.
But does that mean they're going to be discounted? Or you're just going to get them with the subscription?
No, you'll be able to order them through Amazon Prime. It's another platform to be able to order them. According to my knowledge, Max is the only one where you get a discount.
You should get them for free for paying for Max.
Well, maybe that's what they're moving towards.
Brody King, Buddy Matthews, and Julia Hart are
now the Hounds of Hell.
Since the departure of Malachi Black.
Because now Brody King dresses now again, Brody King is a fucking beast.
Oh, yeah.
But I think
fucking Spalding, absolutely.
And I think he's a main event level talent.
And Buddy Murphy, Buddy Matthews, whatever the fuck his name is.
One of Seth Rollins' cult members.
Yeah, and Julia Hart. Yeah, I don't think much of Julia Hart.
Oh no. She's good.
But I am going to say a lot of nice things about women's wrestling tonight when we get to the Royal Rumble review.
I think the women's Rumble had a lot of problems.
But really, man, Jay fucking Uso.
We gotta keep bringing that. I don't think Charlotte should have won.
No, at least that makes sense.
No, it doesn't.
How does it not make sense? I've been saying it for like a month.
It's so obvious.
It doesn't mean it don't work.
She's been gatekeeping the main event for years.
No.
She's not that good.
This is like...
Did you see her chops? They looked
This
comical.
is like when you called the Roman helmet thing sexual assault. It's not. It's just,
yes, it is!
oh, you don't know from fun. Be quiet.
You tried shoving a guitar up a guy's ass.
No, somebody else did that to me.
Isn't that the Roman helmet? Oh, no. The Roman helmet's when you drag your balls across the guy's face. That's sexual battery.
No. First of all, that's not what it is. You take your dick and you point it down the guy's nose like the Roman helmet nose piece is.
That's sexual battery.
Oh, you don't know from fun. But anyway, yeah, Brody King, Buddy Matthews, and Julia Hart will now be the Hounds of Hell.
Yeah, and Brody King dresses like he's about to rob a 7-Eleven. He wears like this pink jacket and a shiesty mask.
Don Callis, do you want to take this one over? Because you were probably the only one that saw it, being it was on Collision.
I sent this to you. It was amazing.
Yeah, but who is the person? Did they introduce him yet?
We don't know yet. It's going to be a big surprise.
It's going to be, I'll bet you it's like Bull Buchanan or something. Somebody that really sucks.
Bull Buchanan.
Like somebody like, we're going to be really disappointed.
No, like it was amazing. It was like the
best. The promo was good.
It's the best vignette I think I've ever seen.
The promo was good, but
it's Lance Archer, Kyle Fletcher,
Brian
Cage. They're all sitting around the table in Don's house, and then
or the house Don rented to shoot this.
And then Callis walks in, and it's like a mafia movie scene. They're all sitting around the table and they're discussing how to dispatch their enemies. And Brian Cage, who looks like $1 million ever since he grew a beard. Well, there's 5 of us and 2 of them. There's not. Who said there's just 5 of us? Because they're having the big match at Grand Slam. The big men's match is Omega and Ospreay versus Take a Shit and Felcher, which is going to be amazing.
Yeah, it will be.
And people are saying that they need to do like more vignettes of them all like living in a house together. Like Archer and Brian Cage are in a tag team, so they have the double bunk beds.
Work better as a cartoon because Brian Cage already looks like a fucking Street Fighter character, for Christ's sake.
Oh, speaking of houses, did you see that thing I sent you about the TNA reality show angle?
No, I didn't even know. Some of the shit, like now that I have this certain Samsung and I use this certain message app.
Okay.
I don't even open
there's
some of this goofy shit.
Saga of TNA that I don't even want to go into on this episode.
But you're gonna.
Where during the pandemic, they needed to be creative. So they had this storyline where Rosemary and Taya Valkyrie were fighting over this one referee.
Uh-huh.
And so she used her magical powers, Rosemary, to lock the 3 of them and a bunch of other wrestlers magically inside of this house. So it was like a reality show program, and Tommy Dreamer was the host. And then later on, Rosemary was going to get married to the referee, but then the referee got murdered, and Dreamer comically stood over him and said, "No!"
This sounds awful.
It's hilarious.
You are a schmuck. And finally, to round out the AEW news, Chris Jericho said he'd refuse induction into the WWE Hall of Fame if he were asked. Said he wouldn't show up. Not sure if he has to worry about it, I said, after the damage he's done to his legacy. Do you know how many upvotes I got on Reddit the other day with that shit?
Again, he sucks.
Because somebody was talking about how, has this man tarnished his legacy? I was like, is it even a question?
Hi, guys!
I mean,
I need my TV time!
You tried to like it, too. I have to give you credit. You tried to like the Learning Tree thing.
I thought it was so funny.
Yeah, but it went 19 weeks too long.
It's still going!
I know.
Bandito came back last night on Collision.
Did he concuss himself again?
No, but he came back.
Did you see that fucking shit?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
And he's going to feud with Jericho. He got Jericho bended over, unclenched his anus, and opened the Jericho vortex.
And out came Bandito.
No. Bandito got sucked in.
Oh.
You want to get out of the Jericho vortex. You want to get shit out. You don't want to get sucked in. Because that means he's going to be feuding with Jericho for 6 months.
That's the end of your career. That's like getting traded to the Arizona Cardinals.
And now Hobbs, he's having a singles feud with Big
Willie
Bill.
Hobbs.
What?
Willie Hobbs.
Hey, where
That's
the
what Jim
white
Ross called.
women
Willie
at?
Hobbs. Willie Hobbs from something state.
I've gotten beat. I've been beat, shot, robbed.
Willie Hobbs.
My first memory is watching my uncle overdose in front of me on the floor. That's one gimmick that he had where it's time for another chapter in the Book of Hobbs.
Willie Hobbs. All right. Now on to the miscellaneous news.
I know you hate Hobbs, but
Yeah, he sucks. Now on to the miscellaneous news before we get to the WWE.
he was in the Don Callis family for a hot minute.
Yeah. PCO destroys this TNA championship at
This was the
GCW
first. Now
event.
again, I sent you the context for this.
Yes.
Where apparently the reason he did this is basically because TNA wouldn't reimburse him for a surgery, which is awful. But
So AEW was accused of that as well.
with who? Punk?
Well, he's not going after him, but he accused them of it.
I
Yeah,
don't believe anything Punk says.
yeah, because he's known to be a liar. You know?
PCO, I believe PCO is a more of an impeachable character than Punk. I'm making a joke about Moxley.
I got it.
Marina Shafir is an impeachable character. And then I have to turn to the other camera. I still listen back to that segment. It was so funny when we were talking about them kidnapping the Rock and Roll Express.
Oh my god! I'm trying to forget that shit, dude.
Moxley's in his beanie.
Oh my god!
This gangle's been going on for 4 or 5 months, and we still don't know what it's about.
Well, anyway, the PCO was still expected to come back and drop the title,
But then
but now
on that GCW
that's
show,
off the table. Yeah,
he took the belt, he took a hammer, a sledgehammer, and started breaking it. And then they couldn't make it like any more obvious that it wasn't a work, where the guy in the ring is trying to like wrestle the microphone away from him. And he's going like, I sold out shows for TNA. I sold the most amount of T-shirts for TNA. And this is the thanks I get. And he's going down all this other shit. And then they cut the broadcast for a little bit.
Now, is there any truth to what he said about he was given an offer by AEW? Has anybody commented on that?
No, and I doubt he has. I mean, like I could see him making like a one-off appearance, but I couldn't see him having a contract.
Yeah, like he's down there in the Matt Cardona, Nick Gage tier.
What, like they just go everywhere for freelancing?
No, Nick Gage should have never been on television. People shouldn't. Mainstream wrestling fans shouldn't know he fucking exists.
The bank-addicted drug robber.
Oh my God, National Park's finest. Jesus fucking Christ Almighty!
When he wrestled David Arquette, but nobody likes David Arquette. So
yeah, but Jordan.
That's like Dr. D. David Schultz slapping John Stossel, which we got to talk about him later on this show too.
Jordan Grace leaves TNA, expected to sign with WWE, which she did, and she
appeared at the Rumble. And I got to say, a lot of people were saying this online. She looks a lot better now.
They have better hairdressers with WWE.
No, but she had a different haircut already during her last TNA match against Tessa Blanchard.
Well, they gave her Ricky Morton's hair. Rod Stewart.
No, but like it looks like she's off the roids now.
She is.
Where she's not as inhumanly large like Punk or Randy Orton. She looks like a normal person now.
She was working the program with Tessa Blanchard without a contract, so good for her for doing business on the way out.
Whatever. You should never do business with Tessa Blanchard.
Why?
She's a racist.
Who cares? She's not the first racist in wrestling. She's not the first racist right now in wrestling.
Yeah, but
Hulk Hogan,
2024.
tell me WWE wouldn't waste money on Tessa Blanchard. They brought Hogan back.
Yeah, but see, but apples and oranges between Hulk Hogan and Tessa Blanchard.
Apples and bowling balls, Anthony.
What's that from?
Sopranos. NJPW, Noah, and TJPW.
I don't know what
to
that
form
is.
United Pro Wrestling in Japan.
I don't know what this is about.
It's just some kind of It's just some kind of alliance they're doing. I don't know what it is.
I guess, yeah. They're trying to. I think I saw something. They're trying to centralize like wrestling.
Come back here and sit down because we have to get deep diving into something here.
Okay. Well, what did you know, Grant thing?
No. We're not even there yet. But yes, hold on. This is something I wanted to talk to you about.
What?
Hold on.
Sorry, I wanted to go over and play with your cool arcade machine that I still can't shoot right with.
I did the
What are you looking up? What are you trying to find?
What about the apple pie strap match?
Oh God, I tried asking you about this and I didn't know what it was.
This is straight from Reddit. I had to go get refreshed on it.
The apple pie strap match. I don't know. I just heard the name and I heard that it was awful. And then I called you about it and all you said was yappa pie, yappa pie.
I thought he was saying apple pie. I can't even do this. I don't even know what it is.
So, like, what was it?
I don't know. I'm trying to find out.
Couldn't have been as bad as that strap.
It's Hogan versus Flair.
The yappa pie.
Here it is, the Sportster. Thank God. The hilarious Hulk Hogan versus Ric Flair yappa pie strap WCW match explained. Once upon a time, Hulk Hogan versus Ric Flair was considered a dream match.
Give credit for the article. Give credit for the article.
The Sportster, I said.
No, but who's the author? Guys, take your sources correctly.
By Martin James Dickinson. Okay. January 24th, 2022.
Well, out of date.
All right, Hogan and Flair were founded in the same company together. Exchanged the title in 1994. In 2000, however, oh my God, it was later than I thought. The WCW landscape was different. Hulk Hogan had shaken off the NWO and
was in 2000? Oh, God.
Yeah, and now was back to the classic red and yellow Hulkamania character with Jimmy Hart as his manager once again.
People forget about that.
Flair was in a tag team with Lex Luger called Team Package. No, seriously. When Team Package attacked Jimmy Hart backstage, an incensed Hulk Hogan would challenge Ric Flair to a match. But not just any match, a yappa pie Indian strap match. What does yappa pie mean? Well, either Hogan made up the word or he was referencing the Yavapai Native American tribe and just messed up the name. That doesn't explain why they wouldn't correct the name of the tribe in the following weeks of promos, however.
Because that doesn't work for me, brother.
These promos are something special. Here's the next part of the article. The Yavapai Indian strap match made no sense. After Flair had attacked Jimmy Hart, a furious Hulk Hogan would tell a story of riding with Hart in a slow-rolling coffin, and that Hart, with his last breath, had yelled, "Yappa Pie!" which Hogan had taken to mean that he should challenge Ric Flair to the Yappa Pie Indian strap match, brother. Hogan is completely insane in these promos, talking about glazing down into Flair's eyes, putting him in the right strapation, whatever the fuck that means, so he can strap Flair so badly that his skin will bubble and burn.
Sounds like an Ultimate Warrior promo.
Flair's skin will turn into raw pig meat, all the while Hogan's eyes will turn back in his head and smoke will come out of his nose. Listen to this, because you were ahead of the guy. There were weeks of this madness. They rival an Ultimate Warrior promo for complete nonsensicalness, and the match itself was just as crazy. The match in Uncensored 2000, which I have, was the main event. For the record, a Yappa Pie Indian strap match is no different from a regular strap match. There are no pinfalls. Both men are strapped to each other, and they need to touch all four corners to win. Although both men attempted pinfalls pretty early in the match, which the ref counted, much to the dismay of the commentary team. There was a bunch of interference in the match because, of course, there was. Jimmy Hart, who Hogan had since christened the Strap Master, would come down to strap Flair. Flair's partner, Lex Luger, was also interfering on Flair's behalf. Hogan ended up winning in the strangest way possible. He touched three quarters, then hit the leg drop for the 1, 2, 3. The bell rings and Hogan is declared the winner. Then Hogan touches the fourth turnbuckle to win the match again, I suppose. Remember when we said that Hogan and Flair gave WCW its third highest buy rate just a year before this match? Well, this pay-per-view got just 10% of that. They lost 90% of its audience in just 1 year.
Yappa Pie!
WCW in 2000 was a sorry state, but if nothing else, the promos leading up to this match are worth watching for the pure hilarity of it all.
That Jimmy Hart's last words were
Yappa Pie!
That still doesn't sound as bad as the Punk McIntyre strap match. I love WCW 2000. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Hey, well, I mean, you were in it.
What?
Fat chick thrower.
Oh, shut up. All right, now that we finally covered that. Did you hear about Dark Side of the Ring Season 6 topic?
Oh, ho, ho!
All right, let's go through them here.
To quote Hacksaw Jim Duggan, ho! Like echo. Did you fucking hear that?
Yeah. It's the aliens. The topics this year are Muhammad Hassan, which I always think is worth talking about.
He kidnapped Undertaker.
The original Sheik, Ed Farhat.
Is there anything about that?
No, he was just fucking insane. He ran his own territory. He was a good booker.
Was he actually Arab, or was he just...
No, he was from like Lima, Ohio or something. No, he was Lebanese or something. He was from Michigan or something.
Well, if he's Lebanese, he's still Arab.
Yeah. Daphne.
Which is a very depressing story.
Yeah, well, that's because she killed herself. Other than that, they wouldn't be. If she didn't kill herself, they wouldn't even be doing that.
No, but like how she put her body on the line for stuff, and she took all these really dangerous bumps.
Superstar Billy Graham will be an interesting one.
Because
he was like the first heel to almost, like where the crowd almost turned him babyface.
Really?
Yeah. That's why he left the territory. Hot stuff, Eddie Gilbert.
I don't know what that's about.
He was very good. He was a booker. He was married to Missy Hyatt for a while.
Missy Hyatt.
Billy Jack Hayes.
Yay!
Fucking A. That is going to be so good. We should do a
live watch along.
Ludwig Borga again.
Another amazing one.
No, and here's like, if you like people who talk like a slave. Tony Atlas, he grabbed my pickle.
I don't know what he's going to
do. Who you going to tell? Who you going to tell? You ain't been around the wrath of him too long.
Why are you always trying to like that? You look, you got 2 broken arms.
Well, what are you, the asshole? Vader, which I heard everything I could hear about Vader, and Hell in the Cell, which would be interesting.
No, it's specifically the Undertaker versus Mick Foley Hell in a Cell.
Well, that's worth a special, don't you think?
I guess. I've never seen it.
What?
No. Yeah, I've never seen
Before
Undertaker
you leave
versus
today,
Mankind.
I will throw it on real quick.
Undertaker versus Mankind.
It won't take long.
I don't care.
Oh my God, it's awesome, dude.
I don't like Taker or Mick Foley.
All right. Let's hit the WWE news on the way to the Rumble here.
Yappa pie.
Magic word, yappa pie. Hair versus mask match being talked about for WrestleMania 41 between Rey and Dominic Mysterio. They better get on that shit then.
Yeah. They were both in the Rumble last night.
Oh, yeah. Drew McIntyre. I fell asleep during the actual fucking Rumble. And I woke up and found out that JEY. So I couldn't even sleep after that.
Yeet!
I was so fucking pissed off.
Oos! I don't know about this, Oos!
We're not all related, dude. We're not. Drew McIntyre accepts Fightful Award, Big Boss Man Memorial Hater of the Year.
Miss White! Time to go on a date with a real man. And I'm sorry and with tears welling in my throat, I'm sorry to say your dad just croaked.
Per Dave Meltzer and Wrestling Observer Newsletter, Lince Dorado went back to WWE as a coach at the Performance Center.
Don't really know who that is.
He's another Mexican wrestler. I'm going to skip this little thing that I had said CM Punk says he'll win the Rumble. What the fuck? Still don't understand. I still don't understand the whole USO thing.
He's over. He makes money for them.
What
did you say about, people my generation don't know how to make money?
All right. You know what? You want to throw that in my face? Fine. I'll shut up then. The whole Carmelo Hayes jumping Cody thing, is that just so Cody has an opponent for Elimination Chamber?
I don't know. I don't know anything about that.
No, he jumped him after the 127 Raw. Corey Graves' absence from WWTV going to be extended. And apparently Booker T is not cool with any of the stuff he's done.
You don't want to shoot yourself into a work yourself into a shoot yourself in the foot. Right?
Eric Bischoff thinks Hulk Hogan being booed was a one-off. And I was like, and I originally wrote, guess we'll tell you when Saturday night.
But Hogan pulled out. And he said it wasn't because of the crowd reaction or because of Jesse Ventura.
Oh, please, it was better without him. Saturday Night Main Event's like meh.
The first one they made a huge deal out of, and then the second one, I only know one match that was on there.
Did you see Fatu had that breakout match against Braun Strowman and bloodied him?
Breadman?
Yeah, he beat the Breadman. Beat the stuffings out of the Breadman.
Braun Strowman had like a really short Rumble time last night. He was only in there for like 2 minutes. Did not have the shortest, though. The shortest time, they set a new record last night for the shortest time ever in the Rumble.
No, they didn't. Santino still has it.
Oh, they said that? Okay.
Ludwig Kaiser does not get
6
the
seconds. How long was Santino in it for?
1 second.
How?
The minute he stepped in the ring, he was already on the way out. It was. I forget what year it is, but it's at Madison Square Garden. I remember.
I just remember when the Chelsea Green made a return. She walked into the ring. Rhea Ripley picked her up in the center and then deposited her out the other end.
Before the actual Rumble, John Cena was the fave to win, with Punk and Rollins right behind. Charlotte favored to win the women's. See? That's what I mean. Like, Charlotte makes sense, though, at least. Like,
but Charlotte's not good.
She is so good. She's a great wrestler.
The Royal Rumble is meant to make new stars.
Someone really. Else. Sometimes it's meant to bring people back. That's why Cody won it twice.
Yeah.
Punk confronting Cody Rhodes on the 127 Raw now makes no sense. Because he said he's coming for the title.
To the title Tuesday!
No. And the creative plans for Alexa Bliss were pulled after WWE decided to play hardball with her contract. Well, we know how that went. That was a planted story, obviously, now.
Whatever. Everyone's clowning on Meltzer for that.
Yeah, and I would like to discuss this. Because you said you wanted to let me go.
If you're a journalist, you got to listen to what your sources tell you.
Yeah, well, Tom Pestock, formerly known as Baron Corbin.
Your long-lost twin brother. My long-lost twin uncle.
I feel like someone was holding me down in WWE. They had the power to kill creative. Yes, they were holding you back, I wrote, from being a landscaper or a garbage man. You suck. Said someone in WWE didn't like him and sabotaged his big run. I was like, please, he stinks.
Was he ever world champion?
No!
Oh, I thought he fought Roman at one point.
He better not have been world champion. Otherwise, that fucking title doesn't mean jack fucking dick.
Tom Pestock. Now he's going to be Bishop Dyer.
Really? That's a better name than Baron Corbin.
Well, people said it sounds like the ultimate, like, what's Bishop Dyer
like
doing
Deacon
in the Impact Zone?
Deacon Blackfire
from Batman.
Yeah. He's the easiest guy to kill on the side missions and all.
Arkham Knight.
Arkham Knight, yeah.
Well, because he doesn't even fight you. He has his goons fight you. He has his cultists fight you. You fight him on, like, the torch or the Statue of Liberty thing.
Corey Graves' NXT return drew bigger numbers than The Rock. Well, I imagine Corey wasn't drunk when he was on.
Ho!
Solo Sikoa's
There it is again.
What?
It echoed when I did the Jim Duggins call.
I told you, it's the aliens. Solo Sikoa's group no longer called the Bloodline.
Wait. Let me try that one more time. Ho!
Oh, it's going off the holes of the guitars. That's why.
Oh.
There you go. You happy now?
Yeah.
Fucking Ben Franklin rediscovering shit. Solo Sikoa's group no longer called the Bloodline, and I wrote per Sportskeeda.
He wasn't even in the Rumble last night.
So take that for what you want.
He wasn't in the Rumble. Fatu was the only member of the new Bloodline in the Rumble.
He had a good performance in the Rumble.
Tamatonga and Tongaloa did not make the appearance. And I got to say, I'm annoyed by Tamatonga with his new catchphrase that people think's over.
What is it?
Yeah, 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 yeah. They really are marketing to like 7-year-olds, aren't they?
Yes, they are. Nick Codd said he was misinterpreted. PLE will be in France, but it won't be in Germany. France has a hot crowd, though.
Yeah, well, he's named in the new filings with the Janelle Grant lawsuit.
Oh, really? You have sources on that?
That's what I was reading. That I didn't read the whole thing.
Wait. Let's get to that in a second. Hold on. Kurt Angle writes, speaking of that, Kurt Angle writes in new book, Vince McMahon turned me into a pervert. Talks about uncomfortability with 2005 storyline with Booker T's wife, Sharmell. What did he famously say?
What?
What did he famously say there?
Booker, I want to have sex with your wife. Not just regular sex, but perverted sex. Bestiality sex. God, that's terrible.
Yeah.
But apparently there was also the thing where I was reading the storyline about when Jason Jordan was made Kurt Angle's son.
Yeah.
You know why that happened?
No.
Apparently Vince found out that Kurt had a woman of color as a girlfriend in college, and he thought that it would be so funny to make Jason Jordan, who was black, his son.
Vince is a disgusting piece of shit. Clash in Paris slated to be announced for 8/31 of this year, so that's going to be that one PLE I was just talking about. How about Major League Soccer moves their studio shows to WWE headquarters?
Oh, wow.
They're making money off of everybody.
Sucks.
Per Wrestle Talk, Hardy's maybe on their way back to WWE, but Wrestle Talk blows. So
they're in TNA right now.
Yeah, but Wrestle Talk is asked to take that as what you
Well,
want.
I mean, it makes sense since WWE relies on nostalgia pops.
Triple H.
Did you see all the people that were there last night? They had Godfather.
Oh, yeah.
And, like,
which I can't believe he's in the Hall of Fame just for sticking around so long, because he was Papa Shango. He was Kama, the Supreme Fighting Machine. Then he was Kama Mustafa in the Nation of Domination.
Then he was Godfather.
Then he was
Godfather.
Yeah, then he was the Godfather.
Then
he was the Good Father.
And then after that, was that it?
I think he came back as the Godfather after that.
Woo, woo, here comes the whole train.
And how about Triple H is going to be the
first member of the first announced member of the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, well, you know what? They ought to think about taking that back after this Jey USO decision. I'm sorry, dude.
Main event, it's just me, Oos.
Stephanie McMahon's going to get her own show on ESPN called Stephanie's Places starting in March.
Kevin, I'm sure you're very excited. I saw her come out last night. She looks like Nicole Kidman. Her face doesn't move. It looks like, and like her cheeks, I guess from having so much Botox, like her cheeks are like held up.
Yeah. I don't know.
And she does not have good choice in outfits.
No, she doesn't.
And that's always been the case. Back when she was WWF Women's Champion, she wrestled in like biker shorts and a t-shirt.
Did you see the CM Punk versus Kevin Owens SmackDown promo battle?
No, what was the point of that if they didn't interact at Royal Rumble?
I don't know. Everything's bullshit now. I'm all upset.
At least
I get pissed, goddammit.
See, AEW's booking at least makes sense.
All right, and before we get to the Rumble review, let's get to the Vince McMahon lawsuit news.
It's mainly just people named.
Yeah, but Brock Lesnar officially named in the suit.
Come on, we always knew it was Lesnar.
Well, I always thought it would be funnier if it was Ronda Rousey, though. Because at least then if they would have...
Rousey was not a UFC heavyweight champion.
That's what I mean. If they could have kept it ambiguous, I could at least got a couple of weeks of material out of it.
Rousey and Vince sitting together watching piss videos.
Yeah, that'd be funny. I could totally make something. If I could, still could. New evidence included in the amendment complaint that Janelle Grant's attorneys filed in the case against Vince McMahon, John Laryngitis, and WWE.
Laryngitis.
January 24, Janelle Grant filed a lawsuit. Okay, that just talks about the beginning of the lawsuit. New evidence and details are included in the complaint. From Janelle Grant's team, today, attorneys for Janelle Grant filed a motion to amend the complaint in their ongoing case against former WWE CEO Vince McMahon, John Laurinaitis, and WWE, to provide new evidence that McMahon treated Miss Grant as a commodity to sexually abuse and offer to other men.
Well, I mean, we already knew that with John Laryngitis.
Johnny Ace. The proposed amended complaint, which is attached to her motion, includes never-before-seen text and voice messages from McMahon and provides new details about how McMahon coerced Grant into sexual acts through her employment at WWE.
And I was reading something with the filing says that, like, that Michael Hayes and Nick Khan are both named as knowing about it.
Oh, I didn't know about it.
And that Triple H also might have known about it, which has always been the big question.
Hold on, don't skip ahead. The amended complaint provides new evidence about the sexual abuse carried out by McMahon, Laurinaitis, and WWE, including McMahon offered Miss Grant to WWE superstar Brock Lesnar for a sexual encounter during his formal negotiation of a new contract with WWE.
Piss Vince included.
And McMahon ordered Grant to send Lesnar sexually explicit content of herself.
See?
McMahon sent a text message to Miss Grant where he fantasizes in graphic detail about watching as a group of men surrounding her and leaving her physically wrecked, underscoring how he viewed her as a commodity.
Well, didn't we talk about this before with the text messages?
Isn't that the one? You need your panties ripped off in 3 big black... Yeah, that's it.
I was going to say when you had AI Vince read it.
Well, that's not a half-bad idea. A text message from McMahon to Miss Grant where he makes clear that only McMahon has the power to arrange Miss Grant's sexual encounters. That's the one where he's like, I'm the one who tells who can fuck you or whatever. An occasion where McMahon video recorded Miss Grant while nude for Laurinaitis without Miss Grant's knowledge or consent. Oh, didn't know about that. Details about the sham investigation WWE proclaimed to conduct in 2022 after it became public that McMahon signed NDAs with multiple women in which investigators refused to interview Miss Grant. The transcript of a voice message from McMahon to Miss Grant where he attempts to coerce her into signing an NDA really fucking fast so he doesn't get kicked out of his own fucking company. The initial complaint filed in January 2024 includes a text message from McMahon to Miss Grant where McMahon admits, I'm the only one who owns you and controls who I want to fuck you. Yep, that's what I talked about. Ann Callis.
Who's Ann Callis?
Ann Callis is Janelle Grant's attorney.
That's what I thought.
She said the amended complaint reveals new details that further demonstrate the sexual abuse Janelle Grant suffered at the hands of McMahon and Laurinaitis and the dangerous workplace culture of WWE. McMahon's rep said its proposed amended complaint is nothing more than the latest publicity stunt in an ongoing smear campaign. Oh, I think it's believable. Don't you? I mean, do we even have to say alleged anymore? I mean, I believed it right away.
Again, like, we know that
he's a pervert. Like, I watched WWE, and, like, you know, didn't he show his dick to that tanning bed woman? Like, the tanning salon in Florida or something? Didn't he?
That's the thing. There's been incidents.
Yeah, this isn't like just one time.
Well, you know what? There was a thing in the 80s with the first ever female referee who just disappeared.
Yeah. Well, she finally came back and got money for that, thank God, at least. So, that brings us, we got one piece of business left here.
The Royal Rumble.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Can't even talk about it. I
never
thought I'd live to say.
From what I've seen, everyone online agrees that Charlotte shouldn't have won, and people are divided straight down the middle about Jey Uso.
Main event, it's just me, Oos.
Day one, it's just me, Oos.
All right.
Yeet.
Now, they don't do pre-show matches, so.
Yeah, there's 4 matches. We started with the Women's Rumble.
Women's Rumble, which I enjoyed. Now, I turned it on.
There was a big problem. Now, there were 2 main problems here. As someone who watched the whole thing. Now, other than a handful of wrestlers that came out earlier in the match, like Bayley and Bianca Belair and Naomi to a lesser extent, it was pretty cold for the first, and Chelsea Green. It was pretty cold for the first, 20 women that were in there. And also...
yeah, because if you look at the first 20 women that went in, you had, Io Sky.
Oh, yeah, I mean, she was there, I forgot.
She got kicked out after an hour and 6 minutes and 45 seconds. Liv Morgan went at number 2, went out in an hour and 7, both eliminated by Nia Jax.
Yeah, because Nia eliminated 9 people. People thought that was stupid.
Roxanne Perez was in there, and on number 3, she got thrown out.
She was the runner-up.
Charlotte Flair, yeah. Up until... Yeah, it was pretty lame until Alexa Bliss shows up at 21.
Yeah.
Then it gets good.
But then I felt like she didn't do anything. She had a big pop. And then
I don't think you could expect her to win. But, I mean, you could as a comeback.
I don't know. At least have her in, the Final 4 or something.
Yeah. Jordan Grace came in at 19 before that. Followed right after Natalya, who was in there for a while.
Yeah, Natalya's... They called her the...
But Jordan Grace in her first appearance as a WWE talent.
They called Natalya the mother hen of the locker room. I don't know if that's a compliment or not. I wanted to say this one thing. I even wrote it down on my phone because I want to make sure I remember to say it. If you're listening to the commentary, which I think sucks enough, Wade Barrett is a poor man's Nigel McGuinness.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news. Bad News Barrett.
Yeah, but him. Like on commentary, he is a poor man's Nigel.
I don't know. He's got a manlier voice than Nigel. Yeah, but after Alexa Bliss, you have Zelina Vega, who's hideously ugly at 22. Stephanie Vakir at 24, last and gets eliminated at Nia Jax.
Yeah, 1 in 3 women in this match.
Trish Stratus, 25. Charlotte Flair, the eventual winner, at 27. Nia Jax's big buffalo butt comes in at 29. And Nikki Bella returned at number 30.
A lot of people thought that was a waste of a 30 spot.
Well, you couldn't have her win.
I know, but a lot of people wanted AJ Lee to show up or Becky Lynch.
Yeah, I was looking for Becky, to be honest.
But like when Charlotte came back, no one popped for her. It was pretty ice cold.
Yeah, they tried to say it was a big pop, but Alexa Bliss got a big ass pop.
Yeah, she did. But
she got
But with Charlotte, I saw a picture of her a couple weeks ago when she was training. Her knee still looked fucked up.
I know.
And she had a big brace on.
Well, she has to, probably for the rest of her career.
But also, like, she looked really like, Mother Lane said this first. She looked really like scrawny and like lanky, but not in a good, like, not in like an agile way. It looked like like you could see her ribs, and she didn't look healthy.
No.
I don't think she should have won, but
after that, DIY Johnny Gargano.
I didn't watch this match.
I did. They defended the WWE Tag Team titles against the Motor City Machine Guns.
And then the Street Profits interfered because they only have 3 tag teams on SmackDown.
Man, this is 14 minutes.
Which is more than they have on Raw. But
there was a lot of cool spots in there where they faked that they were tagging and they didn't, and they faked out the machine guns. And there was a lot of blind tags and stuff. A lot of things that, like, I think the more of a AEW fan would enjoy than a WWE fan, because, like, I was telling the wife when we were watching it, I was like, WWE fans don't watch AEW. I was like, but people that like AEW will watch everything. So I'm like, it's different. That's why, like we talked about the other week with Penta, like why they went crazy over the Canadian Destroyer, because they don't see it. They're just now bringing back, like, Owens was being allowed to do the package pile driver recently.
Yeah, but I bet you that doesn't last.
Man, well, probably not, and probably shouldn't. But this match didn't get enough appreciation. It was pretty good, but it reminded me of an AEW match, which I think it gets lost on.
The next match I also did not see.
That was really good. They pulled out all the stops. I don't understand why Cody keeps the belt, though, after you find out who wins the Rumble. Because, I mean, there's nobody getting wet for Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. I mean, what? Well, because they were the tag champs for like a couple weeks, weren't they?
Yeah, less than that. But maybe Jey is going to challenge Gunther.
Oh, that's even worse. Gunther should be in there with, like, I don't know. Gunther versus Randy Orton was good.
Well, but like, because they've been feuding on Raw. So then I guess the Elimination Chamber would face Cody, but that's weird because usually the winner of the Rumble is versus the whatever champion they pick. That's the big match, right?
What?
Usually the winner of the Rumble versus the main world champion.
Yeah, but I haven't been this fucking confused since Sheamus won in 2012.
Sheamus.
I remember Phil texting me, Sheamus? Really? Question mark?
Hey, well, Sheamus was there.
Sheamus.
Shamu?
Yeah, but Cody gave Owens an Alabama slam through the ladder, and it looked like he got stuck. My wife was very worried about him.
Oh, this is another thing I forgot to point about the Women's Rumble. It was way too cluttered for most of it. Yeah. Way too many women were in there at once. It was too clunky to move around. They couldn't do spots.
No, they couldn't. But WWE doesn't have as many spots, like especially high-risk spots like AEW does.
Oh.
Even Penta was more ground-based.
I can't see if I don't see someone die, I'm not satisfied.
Well, let's go
Easter Death Match, Real Nails, Crimea River.
Let's go to the Men's Rumble here. Fucking Logan Paul got number 30. Jesus Christ. All right, they started off with
Rey Mysterio and
Penta El Cielo Medo.
They had a lot of the luchadors in there first.
And then, because in comes Chad Gable at number 3 because he can't compete against luchadors. Good setup, I thought. Then out came Carmelo Hayes and Santos Escobar. Nobody cares. Gently dumped in like a true jobber. Otis. Carmelo Hayes and Santos Escobar. Otis. See you later. Braun Breaker.
He was
now,
in there for a
I
while.
Show Speed comes out at number 8, which I'm sure you were probably incensed about.
Yes.
Because who got hurt? Akira Tozawa. And I was like, just realized the other week that he's still fucking there.
But here's the thing that sucks. When he was over in Japan and like Dragon Gate, he was a really good wrestler. And all they've ever used him for is comedy.
And then in came Sheamus, Jimmy Uso, Andrade, and the Samoan werewolf Jacob Fatu at 12.
Who was also in there for a while.
Yeah, he was in there till he was eliminated by Braun Strowman, which I think he's going to have a program with him before he
Bread
goes
Man.
for like an Intercontinental title or
The
something.
Bread Man.
Then out came Ludwig Kaiser, The Miz, and then Joe Hendry to a gigantic pop.
But he didn't really do that much. I mean,
No, but
and then Roman eliminated him.
he got to come out with the TNA title in front of 70-some thousand people. He deserves it after all these years. But he's going to be something when his time there is done.
Hopefully. I'm just saying. I just don't know if his shtick's gonna
Hendry
last.
wasn't in the ring even for McIntyre.
With a lot of people thought he should have been there longer.
Hendry versus McIntyre at Clash into Castle would be on.
I'm Drew. Dabba-dee, dabba-die, dabba-dee, dabba-die.
Like Joe disappears at the end of 2025 before his contract's up, and then something happens where Clash at the Castle comes along, and then he just does that, and that's how he comes back. And then he does it. You think it's all recorded, and he shows up, and he's actually there. It'll be in Scotland. We'll go fucking insane.
ICW.
Oh yeah,
Local hero Joe Hendry.
Drew McIntyre, and then Finn Balor. Then you had Ireland versus Scotland.
Yeah,
Two guys, a Mick and a Scotsman that can't wrestle. Either one of them.
I thought you liked Drew McIntyre now.
Yeah, but he still can't wrestle. Then Shit-Stained Nakamura came out with his gas mask on.
That's the thing. I gotta say, I feel bad for the people that did not get any pops. Like Candice LeRae was dead when she came out in the women's match. Here, nobody popped for Balor or Nakamura.
Because they suck. Then Us came in at 20, Jey Uso.
And everyone
the
loved
eventual
it.
winner.
Yeet, yeet, yeet.
AJ Styles.
That was a surprise.
Yeah, they make jokes. They're like, now that Kevin Dunn's not here, they got to actually shoot the debut right. Because AJ Styles debuted at the 2016 Royal
Yeah, I know,
Rumble, and they had it on Roman. John Cena came in at number 23 after Braun Strowman at 22.
Bread man.
CM Punk at 24, eliminated by fucking Logan Paul.
We got
Seth
two
Rollins was
eliminations.
eliminated by CM Punk though. Seth Rollins came in at 25. Oh, so he pulled Rollins out, didn't he?
Who did?
Punk.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he got eliminated by Punk after Punk was already out. That shouldn't even count then. Dominic Mysterio, got eliminated by Damian Priest. Final four were Sami Zayn, Damian Priest, LA Knight, Logan Paul. No, it's not the final four.
And then the final four people I think were Roman, Seth. No. I think it was Roman. Some of the last people in there were Roman, Seth, Punk, Logan Paul, for no fucking reason. And Uso and Cena, because then the final two were Cena and Jey.
Yeah. And they swerved you.
Which, no, sometimes a swerve for swerve, like...
Swerve, swerve! Swerve!
Swerve!
Swerve!
Whose house?
Swerve's house. My house is on fire.
Whose house?
Swerve's house. I told you Swerve's house is on fire.
He's out.
But yeah, and as far as the eliminations go, most eliminations were a bunch of guys tied with 4. Braun Breaker, Jacob Fatu, Roman Reigns, and that's it. But yeah, all in all, I fell asleep during the men's match. I enjoyed the women's match immensely. I don't get the Jey Uso thing.
He's over. He sells merchandise. The crowd's like,
Yeah, but it's not, I don't know.
I know. I don't think it's enough either.
It's ass. It's ass.
Again, like last year, he had a terrible match.
Yeah, but that's also like, Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty against each other wouldn't have been Actually, it got match of the year. Never mind. I can't even say
Because
that.
at least that match was good.
It
Well,
was.
like, I don't know. Sometimes
First time they ever used instant replay in a wrestling match.
I don't know. Like sometimes when you have like sometimes when you have a tag team, you got two Martys that when they come together make one Shawn.
It's like the Dolph Lundgren, Jean-Claude Van Damme comparison. If you rent a movie, you see a movie and it's got Jean-Claude Van Damme and Dolph Lundgren in it. They're like Universal, so like they're two shitty actors. So you put them together and maybe they'll do something good. I don't know.
Jean-Claude Van Damme, Time Cop, John's favorite movie, Time Cop match.
God, there's something wrong with him. He is.
That'd be better than the Yappa Pie!
Oh my God! On that note,
signing off.
good night, everybody.
Get your hand off my penis!